guys, Ruby here, and I just want to say thank you so much for submitting so many questions. I didn't really think as many people were going to be curious about my life as I thought, but you know what? Surprise! A lot of you were, so that's really cool, and I'm really excited to answer all of your questions. So again, thank you so much for all of the people who submitted, and I just want you to know that if I don't get to your question this time, there's always next time. Just remember to ask something really cool and really unique, and hopefully I'll be able to answer it next time. And also, there's more people gonna answer questions after me, so don't worry. If not with me, then maybe with Weiss or Blake or Yang or who knows. So with all that said, I guess I should probably start answering some questions now. So let's get right into it. Okay, so to start off with, if I don't pronounce your name correctly, I'm very sorry. I am reading challenged, as some people say. But anyways, our first question of the day is from Andrew Beatty. So, Rubes, can I call you Rubes? What kind of music do you listen to in your spare time? Well, to start off with, Rubes is absolutely fine. I go by Rubes on occasion. My dad calls me Rubes sometimes. Yang calls me Rubes sometimes. I think John has called me Rubes occasionally. But yes, that is perfectly fine. I don't mind being addressed as that. And as for what kind of music I listen to, my favorite genre tends to be rock. I like myself some good rock music from time to time, especially when I'm going into a big grim horde, and I could just put my headphones on and put on some heavy metal or something and just slice them all up into this sick tune, and it's awesome. As to some other stuff I like, I've actually been getting into some more electronic stuff as of recently. I wouldn't say it's dubstep per se, but it's definitely more electronic synth kind of club music mashup kind of stuff. I also like a few pop songs here and there, and the occasional piano ballad, I suppose, but I mostly just listen to those when I'm either studying or trying to go to sleep. So hopefully that answers your question. I have pretty strange music tastes, as some people say, but that's the majority of the stuff that I listen to. Okay, this next one is from Pop BNAWX, or Poppin' Ox. I don't know, I'm so sorry. For Ruby, do you like Weiss? Well, if you're asking me whether I just like Weiss normally, then of course I like Weiss. She's my BFF, even if she won't admit it. But if you're asking me whether I like Weiss, then I don't know. I mean, I suppose I could see myself liking Weiss, and I get why someone would, because she is pretty fantastic and pretty. I'll give her that. I don't know. I don't really think her and me would really work out in a relationship, at least right now, because there's a lot of stuff going on, and not to mention there's been so much conflict between our personalities. It took so long just for her to admit that we're friends. Imagine trying to get into an actual relationship with her. That would just be a hassle. So, while I admit that would be kind of nice being in a relationship with Weiss, I don't think it's gonna happen. And I'm honestly not really looking for anyone right now anyway, so I hope that answers your question. Okay, next one is from Sarah Bonjour. How old are you? What is your favorite movie or film? And can you speak any other language like Arabic or ellipses? Well, as for how old I am, I'll have you know I just turned 16, officially old enough to drive a motor vehicle. Not that I'm really in a position to be learning something like that, but that's aside the point. What is my favorite movie or film? That's a really hard one. I like a lot of movies. I really like The Girl in the Woods. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, The Girl in the Woods, but it's about this girl who's half human, half grim because she's cursed or something. So she's totally shunned by the entire town she lives near, so she lives in the woods and stuff, as you could probably tell by the title. But then she gets enlisted to protect the town because the town is under attack by some enemy army that's using Grimm against them or whatever. So it's this really important film about love and acceptance, but mostly just really awesome action sequences, and they're so good and so violent, and it's so great. I love that movie. It's a really good movie to see with friends. Highly recommend it. As for if I can speak any other languages or not not really. I only know the language I grew up using, so that hasn't really come in handy traveling through Anima. Thankfully, Ren's pretty fluent in all the languages that Anima tends to speak, so he's kind of been like our translator here and there. I've never heard of Arabic, though. That's interesting. I'll have to look that one up later. Okay, next question is from Ryan B. You top or bottom heavy? This I must know. I mean, I keep crescent rows and all my ammunition on my belt, and that's pretty heavy, so I guess bottom heavy? I don't really know. I think I'm missing something here, but I'm gonna move on now, because I don't know how to answer that question otherwise. Okay, next question is from Alicat Nyan. Hey Ruby, if red didn't exist, what color do you think you would wear the most of? But isn't red like a primary color or something? That eliminates a lot of color possibilities if red doesn't actually exist. Aww. I probably would have said something like off red or like pink or something though, but if red doesn't exist, then those colors don't even exist. I mean, I guess probably black, because I do wear a lot of black and red. They're good complementary colors, so yeah, I'm gonna go say black, maybe a little bit of white in there occasionally, and some beige. I like beige occasionally, but as for primary answer, I will go with black. Alright, next question is from Bree. Happy Emoticon. How do you feel about the ships, the romantic ones, of Ruby? Huh. Wait, is that the one? Are those the ones where people, like, take two people that aren't dating but, like, pretend that they're dating? Oh god, I think that stuff's hilarious. Are you kidding me? We found out that some people at Beacon were doing that with our team. It was the funniest thing. Oh my god, there were people who, like, shipped me and Weiss and me and Blake, and there are some people who shipped me and Yang, and that was kind of weird and kind of creepy, but I love that stuff, and I love teasing my teammates with it. It's so funny. I especially love teasing Weiss with shipping her and Yang, just because their heads butt with it so much whenever I bring it up, and everyone gets so frustrated. It's so funny. I love it. It's great. Okay, next question is from Avatris. What is your favorite color? Are your parents actually Little Red Riding Hood and Grim Reaper? And what is your favorite flower? Huh. Well, to start off with, my favorite color is red. I love red. It's my favorite color ever. My favorite flower are roses, particularly red roses. That one and the color one kind of goes hand in hand. And as for my parents being Little Red Riding Hood and the Grim Reaper, no, last I checked my mom didn't wear any red hoods. She wore a lot of white hoods, but no red hoods. And last I checked my dad wasn't deaf. So I'm gonna say no to that one. My parents are Summer Rose and Taiyang Xiaolong. That's all I got. Okay, from Film Geek of Doom. Know Zwei? Zwei is always with us. He is always a part of us, in health and in spirit. If he is not with you physically, he is with you in your heart, forever and always. Alright, next question is from Haley Ayala. Ruby, are you going to make Chapter 5? Do you like someone, and do you wish to see your mom? Of course I'm gonna make Chapter 5. I mean, what do I look like? A Chapter 4-er? Sean, what does that mean? What does making Chapter 5 mean? You don't... Okay. Do you like someone? I like a lot of people, but if you're referring to whether or not I have a crush on anybody, not right now. And honestly, I'm not really looking for anybody right now. So, sorry, can't really answer that one straightforward. And do you wish to see your mom? Well, I mean, of course I wish I could see my mom. I wish I could see her all the time. I miss her all the time. I've missed her a lot more recently. I wish I had her to help me out with some things. But there's not really much I can do about that, so all I can do is hold her memory close and hope that she's watching over me. Next question is from Amanda Guro. What are your best friends' names? Do you have a crush on anybody? And what is your favorite animal? Well, I answered the crush one already, so no crushes right now. Sorry. And, my best friends' names. Let's see. Weiss, Jean, Blake, Yang counts. Ren, Nora, and I will say Pyrrha and Penny also, because even though they are not with us anymore, they deserve to be a part of that list as much as anybody. So, I will go with that. As for what my favorite animal is, maybe I'm a bit biased, but I really like corgis. Corgis are really cute, and I love them. Okay, next question is from Matthew May. How would you feel if you were a wolf faunus, and what would be your team's reaction? Can you tell us about your relationship with Weiss, and have you been training your silver eye powers? If I were a wolf faunus, first I would question how that came to be, and then I'd probably get pretty stoked, honestly, because having a wolf trait would be really cool. Like, maybe some cute little wolf ears, or a little wolf tail, or maybe I could get, like, claws or fangs or something. That'd be cool. I don't think my team would mind that much. I mean, obviously, they'd be kind of freaked out like me as to how it came to be. But, I don't know. I mean, I guess Weiss would just mostly be distracted about how it happened. Yang, I don't think would have too much of a problem, and Blake, maybe me and Blake could actually bond a little more, and she wouldn't be as lonely anymore being the only faunus on her team. So, that's my thought on it. My relationship with Weiss is she's my bestest friend and my partner, so whenever we have a class together, we always have to work together because it's kind of a requirement for the school. You have to work with your partners more and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, we're pretty close, even though she won't admit it. She's kind of stubborn about stuff like that, but we've actually grown a lot closer since we first started at Beacon, and we came a long way, and it's been quite a while since we've actually talked. Almost a year. And I really miss her, and I hope I can see her again sometime, and hopefully get the rest of Team RWBY back together. But, yeah. That's pretty much what our relationship is like. Best friends, even though one of us is trying to keep it one-sided. And as for my silver eye powers, what do you think about that? I don't really know how they work. I only used them once, and even then, I don't know how I activated them or anything. It just kind of happened, and I don't remember anything about me using them. So it's like, and Uncle Crow won't tell me anything about it. It's really complicated, so short answer is no, I haven't, and slightly longer answer being I have no idea how they work. So, can't really exercise anything when you don't know anything about it. That's the situation with that. Okay, this next question is from No Blue Rose. How old were you when you made your weapon? Oh, that's actually a really interesting question, because the thing about Crescent Rose is she wasn't necessarily just made. She almost kind of grew with me back when I was at Signal. See, Crescent Rose basically was made in 3 phases. There was the very first phase, back when she was only a normal scythe. I think I must have been 12 around that time, I think. Yes, I was 12. And then I added the sniper rifle to her, and that was when I was 13. And then her current form, which she's in now, what with the foldable and swappable parts and whatnot, and the different types of ammunition that she can take, that was when I was 15. And now she's my lovable little Crescent Rose, and I love her oh so much. Okay, this next question is from Cracker Jacker. Ruby, how do your ribs not explode every time you fire your scythe? Oh, that's easy. Auras. See, auras are these things that, well, technically everyone has an aura, but particularly people to be training hunters and huntresses, like myself, are trained to have even stronger auras than everybody else. They're kind of like this mystic force field sort of chi energy thing that surrounds everybody and acts as kind of like a barrier to protect us from minor attacks. That way, whenever we're getting attacked by a Grimm or something, or another person, or we're dealing with the ricochets of our weapons, they don't damage us as much, and we can focus all of our attention to attacking the real actual threat. So, that's how that works. Okay, next question is from Stealthy Naxo. Ruby, did you ever use your speed semblance to eat Yang's cookie when you were younger? Do not lie. Well, I mean, I may have attempted something like that a few times. But see, the thing is, back when I first used my semblance, it was awesome because I knew that I could go super fast. So I was using it all the time. So even when I was trying to be super sneaky, they would always know it was me. I tried stealing cookies from Yang. I tried stealing like potato chips from Dad. And they would always know it was me because who else is going to attempt to sneakily steal food? Other than the one person in the house who loves food more than anything, who's not my dad. And the thing about that is, they would always know it was me because I always left bursts of rose petals behind anyway. I don't know why my semblance does that. I just leave rose petals behind whenever I do a big burst of speed, and then I would leave a trail of rose petals behind whenever I'd go to steal something, so they'd always know it was me. So, yeah, I did. This next question is from that one guy. Who's the strongest opponent you've ever faced? You know, normally I probably would have said something like Roman Torchwick or Cinder, but, you know, recently I went up against this one guy named Tyrion, I think was his name, and wow, that guy was freaking scary. Holy crap, guys. This guy was not only super fast, but he was also super strong. He had like these gun blades on his hands, and he shoots super fast, and they had these dual blades on him, and wow, that guy can kick really, really hard. Not to mention he had a scorpion tail that poisoned my uncle for days, and I thought he was gonna die, and it was really scary. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with that scorpion faunus Tyrion. He was pretty scary. Okay, this next question is from Elias Emblem. Why is your cape all torn up? Yeah, this old thing. Well, when me and Team Ranger headed out to Anima, we were mostly walking the whole time, treachering some serious woodland trails and mountain trails, and she kept getting snagged and caught and all sorts of stuff, and getting dirty and just falling apart in general. Not to mention all the Grimm we had to fight on the way up and getting torn up by those guys, so she just suffered a little wear and tear on the journey is all. I really should find someone who can maybe patch it up. I miss this. I miss my cape being full. But, that's what happened. Nothing too serious, just some collateral damage on the way to Anima. Next question is from Grey Arson. If you could use any other weapon than Crescent Rose, whose weapon would you use? Or, if you could build a new weapon, what would it be? Oh, I don't know. Everyone has such a cool weapon, I don't know which one to pick. I guess, I really like... Nora's weapon's pretty cool. I think maybe I'd probably go for Nora's hammer. That'd be pretty sweet. I like smashing stuff. I think I could use that one pretty well. And, if I could make a new weapon, you know what would be a super cool weapon? Like a giant freaking mace. That would be so cool. No, just imagine just a giant ball full of spikes on a staff, and then you go to swing it, and you click a button, and it releases with a giant chain, and then suddenly it's a chainmail mace. Oh, that'd be so sweet. Attach a gun to it. Awesome. gotta start drawing this later. Next question is from KK Bluebeard, or Bluebird. Not sure how you want to pronounce that. Favorite memory of your mother? Anything you want to change about Chris and Rose? And who do you ship? Favorite memory of my mom? Well, you know, there's one... I mean, it's not necessarily like a memory per se, but I always remember the feeling of just laying, like, on her lap and just her humming and stroking my hair, trying to make me go to sleep. It's not necessarily a specific kind of memory. It's just more like a feeling that I remember, or a vibe I remember getting from her. That's probably one of my favorite memories out of the countless that I love and treasure. As for what I would change about Chris and Rose, I'd like to upgrade her so she can take different types of ammunition. I recently upgraded her so that she can take electric type bullets, which is really important because before, when I put electric bullets in her, she would always kind of like short circuit a little bit. So I'm really proud of that, and I'm hoping maybe I could add some more dust related bullets, like maybe air or like water. And she already takes like gravity and ice, but I think I'd like to work on it a little more so she can handle them better. Because sometimes ice bullets like back up her circuitry and things like that. And also gravity kind of messes up the insides every now and then. So I just like to just give her a few little tweaks here and there, just to help her out. And as for who I ship, I mean... my dad shipped Zwei in the mail once, so I guess Zwei. This next question is from Temna the Cyan Uchiha. Who would you spend the rest of your life with, and what would you do if you weren't a hunter anymore? Who would I spend the rest of my life with? Well, I mean, hopefully my family. I'd really like it if I could spend the rest of my life with Yang and my dad and Uncle Crow. And, well, maybe we wouldn't necessarily live together, per se, but I'd really like it if Weiss and Blake were a part of my life as well. That'd be really nice. I can only hope that all my friends and family will stay with me as long as I'm here. And, what would I do if I weren't a hunter? I mean... I guess maybe I could run a bakery or something? I like baking stuff. That'd be fun. Maybe I could work at a bookstore? Or maybe I could write stuff? I could be an author that writes stories, that works at a bookstore that's also a bakery? I don't know. I feel like the huntress lifestyle is the lifestyle for me, so thinking about anything else is kind of weird. Hope that answers your question. Next question is from Catty Cat. Do you watch anime? Yes, I love anime. Anime is epic and awesome and deserves to live forever. And who is your favorite YouTuber? What's a YouTuber exactly? I'm not sure. John, do you know what? No? Okay. Never mind then. These next two questions are from Cheyenne Atkins. What is your favorite animal besides dog? And which Grimm is your favorite to fight? Kerr says she saw through my first answer. Okay, favorite animal besides a dog? Besides corgis? Do foxes count? I don't think they're dogs. I don't think. I'll go with foxes. I like foxes. Foxes are pretty cool. They're pretty cute too. And as for which Grimm I like to fight the most... I mean, Nevermores are fun because you can ride on them to wherever you need to go, but personally, I think I'm gonna have to say Beowulfs. Because Beowulfs, they provide, like, enough challenge that it's good for training and stuff, but they're also fairly easy when you know how to handle them. So, I'll say Beowulfs for training's sake, and I will say Nevermore in close second for convenience and fun's sake. I'm Weird asks, so Ruby, what is your favorite thing about Jean? what's the most embarrassing thing Yang has ever done to you? And what is the most embarrassing thing your father has ever done? My favorite thing about Jean, I think, would have to be, despite the fact that he's not nearly as fit with fighting prowess or as knowledgeable as the rest of us are, he always puts in the extra effort to make sure that we're safe and that we're on our toes during fights. Cause even though he knows that he's not as well fit to be in battle as the rest of us are, he puts our lives ahead of his own, which I think is really impressive, really, because he's able to look past his own weaknesses and realize other people's strengths. So I think I'll probably have to go with that. And there's also the fact that he's pretty relatable. Other than Weiss, he's pretty much my best friend. He's kind of like a brother to me, honestly. Most embarrassing thing Yang has ever done? Well, when I first entered Beacon, she made it a point to brag about me to absolutely everybody that she knew. And whenever we had a class together, she'd always make a point to go, "Hey, everybody! See this girl? This is my sister! She's 2 years younger than all of you! She's way better than the rest of you!" And while I suppose a normal person would find that flattering, I most certainly did not, because then everybody would look at me weird, and then Yang would just be sitting there with her thumbs up going like, "Eh? Eh?" And then I'd be like, "No, Yang, not what I wanted, not the type of attention I wanted." So there's definitely that. And I remember my dad came to visit us while we were at Beacon once, trying everything in his power to be the most lovable yet embarrassing dad we could be. Yup, that's Tai Yang for ya. Shall Lord the Lucario asks, "Ruby, how did you get your cloak?" Well, I always thought Uncle Crow's cape was really super cool. And I always wanted one like those because a lot of heroes and some of the storybooks I read as kids wore capes. And also, my mom wore this really pretty white cloak. So, I remember I mentioned it to Uncle Crow one time. And then one year for my birthday, he came in, gave me this tiny little box. And when I opened it, there in the box was this lovely red cloak. And I've never taken it off since. Well, I mean, I've taken it off to, like, wash it and stuff. I mean, I'm not that dirty, I swear. But yeah, I've had it ever since Uncle Crow gave it to me when I was 12, I think. So yeah, that's how I got it. Rafaela Ratslaff asks, "Do you like cherries? What is your favorite book? And do you like metal music?" Yes, I love cherries. Cherries are delicious. My favorite book is The Daring Tales of Terry and Darrington. And I love metal music. Yes, all of those. This next question comes from Ipsita Servastava. Hope I said that right. How would you feel about dating Nora if she and Ren were not together? Do you think Blake and Weiss would be a good pairing? I have some cookies for you. Want them? Me dating Nora? I think that'd be pretty okay. I wouldn't mind dating Nora. She's pretty nice. She has a really good sense of humor. She's really sweet. Yeah, I can see us getting along, though I don't think it's ever gonna happen, honestly, because her and Ren are as close as 2 peas in a pod, and if not closer, so that's probably not happening anytime soon. Weiss and Blake, I mean, they've been through a lot. They had a pretty rough start, but they managed to become really good friends after a while, so I guess maybe if they're not doing anything, maybe they would make a good pairing. I don't really know. I feel like you'd have to get past Sun and Neptune first if you want to get to those two. And I'll come to collect those cookies later. This next question is from Bridgion Discordian. Who is your favorite teacher at Beacon, and what was the most awkward situation you've been in? You know, I didn't think very much of Dr. Oobleck at first. I just thought that he was kind of eccentric and weird. But after we shadowed him for that one field trip up to Mount Glen, it was actually a pretty eye-opening experience for the type of teacher and person and hunter that Dr. Oobleck actually kind of is. So, honestly, I think I'd have to say Oobleck. He's pretty cool when you get to know him, and yeah, I respect him a lot. As for the most awkward situation I've been in, well, meeting Winter was pretty awkward. Just gonna say, she's pretty intimidating. I guess that sort of thing runs in the Schnee family. Timothy Davis would like to ask, Lancaster or Rose Garden? I don't really know what Lancaster is. Is that a book series? Is that a person? Isn't that like Cardin's last name or something? Sean, what's Cardin's last name? Winchester. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna go back to this. Okay, so Winchester, not Lancaster. I don't know what Lancaster is, so I guess I'll say Rose Garden. I like rose gardens. Rose gardens are pretty. They're very aesthetically pleasing, and again, roses are my favorite flower, so that'd be pretty nice. Timothy Davis also wants to know, why didn't you and Team Ranger take a train to Haven? Because we're broke, shut up. Anyways, Lakeland Holland would like to know, do you feel like Crow may be your biological father? How do you keep being so adorable? Oh, stop. And what's it like having Yang for a sister? Crow being my dad, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love him like a dad. He's kind of been like a second dad for me my whole life, but no, I'm pretty sure he's not my dad. I've known my dad ever since I was born, and his name is Taiyang Xiaolong. And not to mention, people come up to us all the time and say that I have certain traits that my dad has, and there's certain things about me that resemble my dad. I mean, obviously, people say I look more like my mom than I look like my dad, but people tell me that I have, like, his nose, and I have apparently I have his dimples, and apparently I have a lot more similar personality traits to him than my mom. On occasion, from what I remember. So probably not. I don't think so. And having Yang for a sister is pretty great, at least in my opinion. She's really strong, she's really dependent, and she's sort of looked out for me ever since my mom died and has kind of been my mom away from mom. She's always there for me and protecting me, and I know she'd do anything for me, and I'd do anything for her. So, that's great. And, to answer your second question, it's all natural. Derek Zimmerman wants to know, what do you think about Oscar? Do you like him as a friend or more? Who's Oscar? Sorry. Who's Oscar? I don't know this guy. Is he like a TV star or something? I don't know who you're talking about. Okay, Ultra Malice wants to know, do you think this journey will force you to take a human or faunus life to protect someone you love? And if there's another great war, will you take part or stay out of it? Well, I mean, I hope it doesn't come to that, and I really don't want it to come to that. I don't want to have to hurt anybody, really, in this whole thing. I just want to help stop people from doing that. But, you know, if it comes down to it, I don't know. Hopefully not. And if another great war happens, I don't really know either with that. I wouldn't want to be a part of it, really, so maybe I'd try to stay out of it. Maybe I could, like, form a resistance or something. But then again, I guess it would depend on who is in the wrong and who is in the right, and that's complicated. I'll say try to stay out of it, and for the first one, I'll say no, I won't take someone's life. At least, I won't try to do that anyway. Oh wait, there's another one here. How come you were more traumatized by Kira's death, whom you only had a few conversations, than seeing Yang being maimed and morally broken? What kind of question is that? What are you talking about? Kira was my best friend! Kira was my best friend! We lived across each other in the dorms! We had classes together, and sparred together? Of course I was traumatized by watching her die in front of my eyes! And you think I wasn't upset by what happened to Yang? She's my sister! Of course I was torn apart by what happened to her! But she wouldn't even talk to me about it! I tried to talk to her, I tried to get her to open up, but she wouldn't listen to me! And I was there when what happened to Pyrrha happened, and I was right there! I was supposed to be running up the side of the tower, and I was supposed to help her, and I was supposed to be there in time to save her, but I couldn't be! There was nothing I could do for Yang! And I wasn't there in time for Pyrrha! Or Penny, or... She was my best friend! And you have no right to talk about how I feel like that! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't take any more questions right now. I need a moment.